to Nerdmageddon.
Hello!
Welcome back to Nerdmageddon. This is our last summer episode. Oh,
You know what that else means, Corey? It's
What?
our last episode.
Oh yeah, it is Corbett's last episode.
Not just
kind of.
being on the show, but being on the show.
Yeah. So we are going to kick it off with something that we love to do. We're going to fight with Corbett. We're going to debate about this whole Mulan thing. So Disney Plus is going to release Mulan on the platform, but they're charging $30+ for it. So it's not coming with, your subscription. You have to rent it.
Question, is it only that'll be the $30 charge, or will there be other things included with it?
I think it's just that movie.
Not worth it. You could buy the movie on DVD for $20.
Yeah.
Not even.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's definitely not worth it.
Not worth it.
Nope.
Yeah.
In my opinion, overall, with the whole live-action Mulan movie, they should have scrapped it.
Yeah.
Like, they were changing the story completely.
Oh.
They're changing the story completely. The lead actress in it was a Chinese government sympathizer, pretty much saying that the Beijing protesters deserved to be attacked. Stuff like that. I just think that the movie was a mess from the beginning, and
yeah, and Disney's whole reasoning for taking out Li Shang, Mushu, all of the songs was because we want to be more accurate to the original Chinese tale.
Yeah.
But even people who are from China are saying it's not gonna be good.
There's no woman warlock in the story either.
Yeah.
That's not a thing.
Mm.
No.
Also, it doesn't help the fact that Disney's been slammed for the past 3 remakes that, it's a carbon copy of the original, be more creative.
Yeah.
And then they tried to, and now they're getting yelled at. I mean, they can't win, unfortunately. I mean, I'm not going to put Disney on a pedestal, but I give them a little bit of sympathy. They couldn't really win with this.
Here's the thing. I think there's a lot more criticism to the last 3 remakes than just, it's a carbon copy of the original. Like the CGI lions in Lion King were not good. They were not well done.
They weren't
showed
as
no
Jungle
emotion.
Book was.
Okay. Also, I'm sorry, but there are so many other better actresses out there than Beyonce.
And then
I liked her in Dreamgirls. She was good.
They did. They got her just so she could sing songs and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
But they didn't even sound all that good.
But here's the thing. Mulan is such a classic to our generation of Disney because it came out when a lot of us were born back in 1997, and people know it for the songs. The songs are some of the most iconic parts of it, and it had the opportunity to be an amazing remake as
Especially
live action.
since, unlike a lot of them, it doesn't have many songs, but the few it does have are good. It's not like it has a bunch peppered all the way through. There's I think there's 4. I think.
There's only a handful. It's literally
Reflection.
Be a Man.
Honor to Us All.
Honor to Us All. Be a Man.
I think there's only 4 I can think of. I mean, because after the Huns attack, they specifically do nothing musical related as a tone shift thing. And I think
yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry, and I was thinking of the song of when she goes through the whole thing of cutting her hair off and getting her dad's sword. It's because it the
that's
song
just music. That's
instrumental.
Yeah.
Which is
that's the only other thing I can think of.
Instrumental bit. Yeah.
A Girl Worth Fighting For. That's the other song.
Oh, great! Yes.
Simon's
4.
Frozen.
4.
Simon is frozen.
Yeah, Simon's gone. But yeah, that's
He's
only
singing
4
Let It
songs,
Go.
which compared to all the others is.
No, that's 5. That's 5 songs.
Is it 5?
Yeah. Reflection, Honor to Us All, Be a Man, Girl Worth Fighting For, and then what was the other one that we said? We said another one.
Yeah.
Oh well.
You're counting the song that when she's cutting her hair off.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Actual
But
song is only 4.
But here's my thing. Mulan had the opportunity to be the most amazing Disney live action remake. Simon will be back shortly. His internet cut out. But so back on track, it had the opportunity to be an amazing live action remake because it dealt with the heavier topics. It was a more realistic animated film because it goes through the training, it goes through the destruction, all of like the amazing moments that to me just make Mulan stand out. Could have been great and really easily translated to a real life movie.
Yeah.
And then they botched it.
Imagine the villain on live action if they did it right. I mean, he was terrifying in the animated. They could make him straight up horrifying in a live action remake. Because I think he doesn't do a whole lot, but I honestly think he's one of the scarier Disney villains that they've made.
His design was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
The black scleras with the yellow irises, and it's just he was actually scary.
He was.
Like
one thing,
a good villain too. He wasn't like sappy or like whiny when he lost. He was intimidating all the way, like embraced the challenge and all that. Just it's fantastic.
Well, and then the best thing, and the thing that made it seem even more scary, when he found out that the man on the mountain was actually a woman. He didn't care. He was going to kill her either way.
Well, if you think about it, if you know anything about Mongol heritage and tradition, stuff like that, in the Mongol society, women actually have higher rights than most other cultures at the time. They had the ability to divorce their husbands. They could own land. They often knew how to ride horses just as good, if not better, than the men. So that's one reason behind that.
I mean, Genghis Khan's granddaughter was running the place when she took over. So there's that. Corbett, you also want to talk a little bit about Halo. There's some controversy going there on too.
So a couple days ago, it was announced that Halo Infinite has been pushed back to 2021. There was a lot of debate going on between the people at 343. They were like going up to a debate where like we have two options here. Due to the COVID incident and other stuff with the game, we're not going to be able to finish it on time. So we can either release it in stages, and get it released at the normal time, or delay the entire thing and wait. And they decided to delay the entire thing and wait. And while there was a lot of sadness from the Halo fans, I think we all agree that it's probably the best call. They did that with Doom Eternal, and it was worth the wait. And also with Infinite, the entire release was kind of rocky when they made the announcement. A lot of the graphics were a lot rougher than people were expecting. So they're hoping this will mean that we'll get more time to polish the game and stuff like that. And another bonus I saw, I don't know if they'll do this, but the 20th anniversary of the original Halo game is in 2021, November specifically. So some people are thinking if they really wanted to nail home the fact that Halo Infinite's meant to be like a fresh page for Halo and like a callback, they could release it then. But the problem with that is that's a much longer wait. And also Halo Infinite was designed to be one of the flagship games for the new Xbox console, but it's not going to happen if any of that happens. So there's a lot of stuff going on in that regard, and whether or not they should do it or not.
Yeah. Well, at least it's being a little better received.
Exactly. So, I mean, I for one, I'm sure other people would agree, I for one would much rather have a finished game that's been delayed than have a game released on time that's incomplete. I think we could all agree with that.
Yeah.
Fallout 76.
Yeah. So. It's better to have good quality and have to wait just a little bit longer than just a pile of pixelated garbage.
Again, I'll call back to Doom Eternal. It was close. They did a similar thing. People were upset, but when it finally was released, we got the finished content, and it was definitely worth the wait. So hopefully Infinite will be the same.
Yeah.
Especially since I'm not sure if you guys have
in the
heard.
surface of Mars.
An excellent.
That's the best.
Especially since I'm not sure if you guys have heard, but Infinite is designed to be the foundation for like the next 10 years for Halo. They're not going to come out with another game after Infinite. They're just going to expand on Infinite and build off of it for like the next 10 years. So it's a big deal.
So it needs to be good.
It needs to be good from the gate in order to survive, especially after the monstrous flop that was Halo 5 Guardians. We won't speak of it though.
Well, speaking of flops, it's looking like the Avatar The Last Airbender live action is going to be just as big of a flop as M. Night Shyamalan's, because the creators of the original Avatar left the production.
M. Night Shyamalan's what? There was no other. We don't speak of it.
Would you like to tell us why they left?
Do we know why?
Yes, they felt like their input was not being valued. The creative team was not going in a direction that they approved of.
Oh, no.
They even said they didn't expect like all their ideas to be implemented. They didn't, they're willing to collaborate, but even then, compromise was not an option.
Oh no, that's a really bad sign. At first, it could have been just like, oh, it's unfortunate, but if those are the reasons, that's really not good.
You know, like what other movie that was given critiques and like how to make it better, but wasn't?
Mulan.
Percy Jackson.
Oh yeah.
But Molly, you wanted to say something.
So there are two ways to look at this.
Mm-hmm.
There is the pessimistic, Netflix wanted to do something that the creators didn't approve of, or like the creators wanted to do something that Netflix was kind of just like, no, we're gonna do our own way. Or there's the more optimistic where, because I did read an article before finding out the creators were leaving, that they wanted to add in some side characters that weren't in the original. They wanted to add in some subplots that weren't in the original. They wanted to rework the ending.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a chance that Netflix wasn't on board with that because they were worried that people wouldn't accept that and wanted to do a more true adaptation and follow the original.
Okay.
That might not be the case.
Hmm.
I hope it is, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure it's not.
I know a lot of people. Go ahead.
There is like another side to consider other than just Netflix being like, we're gonna do it our own way and screw you guys.
Yeah.
I also
Go ahead.
sorry, Corey. I also just feel like for anyone who's watching and all of us, like, give it a try.
Yeah.
Like
I gave the live action movie a try, and boy howdy was that a doozy.
Boy,
So-
howdy.
It was rough.
I know, at least I'm on TikTok a lot. I spend all my free time on TikTok. But a lot of people are saying, hey, like, if this is going to be bad, this is just another boy in the iceberg. We're just getting Ember Island players. And just go ahead, make it a musical at this point, too.
Don't do that. Oh.
But you know what? I would be here for an Avatar: The Last Airbender musical. Let's get on it.
Yeah.
Right up there with Nerdmageddon musical, everybody.
Yes.
If they want to do more Avatar content, I feel like that they should do prequel series, like animated prequel series first. So like make a series about like Avatar 1 or
Kyoshi.
Avatar Kyoshi. Literally, they just put out a book about Kyoshi.
About the war after the Avatar vanishes, and just like kind of like how Age of Resistance did it, and that it's basically a hopeless war that you think, oh, this is going so well, but then you've seen how it ends, so then you're like in the back of your mind, you're like, oh no, this is gonna go.
You know what I want to see?
I would watch that.
How Iroh got the name Dragon of the West in the first place.
War
His failed
crimes.
battle campaign. I don't know if that's shown later in the series, but I'd love to see that.
Like I kind of want to see the bad side of Uncle Iroh.
Evil Uncle Iroh.
And what made him
don't
change?
tarnish my baby. Don't tarnish my
No,
baby.
no, but
That'd be young Iroh, which they could get away with.
I know.
And also, Iroh got that name not entirely, because I don't want to spoil things for Corbett.
Thank you.
Right.
Iroh's Dragon of the West name has two sides to it, and that's all I'm going to say because Corbett hasn't seen that bit. So there is that side that he has that's not terrible, and that's some of why he has the name, because,
Yeah.
I'm vague because I can't tell what's spoiling and what's not.
So
He's finished the first season.
Yeah, so
I just saw the
there's
Fire Nation try to destroy the moon. That was unexpected.
there's a really cool theory that I read recently where somebody was like, Yue was supposed to be the next Avatar.
Yes, I saw
but
that.
because Aang disappeared and he was trapped in the iceberg for 100 years, it skipped over her, and that's why she needed to become the moon spirit, was because her spirit was already imbued with this much power, and she was already pretty much the spiritual conduit for the world.
Next one would have been of the Water Tribe too, wouldn't it? So
Yeah.
Because it goes
theory.
water, fire, or water, earth, fire, air.
Well, here's the thing. Here's my thing, because Northern Mara tribe is really, really sexist as far as their bending goes.
Yeah.
Imagine them having to be like, Avatar is a girl. We have to teach her now.
Well,
And
also,
imagine Paku having to deal with that.
well, and there's also the fact that Yue only has the connection to the moon because the moon spirit saved her life.
Mhm.
That too,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
It could be that the reason she was dying is because she didn't have the spirit of the Avatar in her anymore. She was originally
Yeah.
going to have the spirit of the Avatar
True.
in her, so she was born weaker than she was supposed to be. So therefore, the Moon Spirit had to save her.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's so many theories that we could get into. Hopefully, Netflix, you don't botch this one.
Though
I will hold out hope. But
it can only do really good on one, do better on the Percy Jackson series.
yeah, that's Disney. That's Disney Plus. That's Disney
That
Plus.
is Disney Plus, not Netflix. That's right.
I
Yes.
will say this. I am going to give Netflix the benefit of the doubt because the shows that are Netflix original
Aren't half
have
bad.
been pretty good.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
if you look at Umbrella Academy, which is based off of comic books,
Right.
like
Oh.
they have like I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt on this one. So I am going to give it a chance. I am going to watch it, and it may not be as good as the animated series,
Probably not.
but
It could still be
But it
good.
can't be
is
worse
better
than
than the
Midnight.
original.
Mhm.
Nothing is better than the original.
No, but
Yeah.
along with those lines, quick bit of news I remember seeing today. This might be old news, might not. Witcher 2 season either began filming or like was announced or something like that, but it's going well.
Resumed. It resumed.
They resumed filming season 2.
So,
Nice.
yep.
Yes.
Please,
All right.
let Mandalorian season 2 come out on time, please, please, please.
Well, speaking of filming, we do have a little bit of an announcement. Since this is Corbett's last episode on the show, our D&D segment is also going to be switching over to something a little different. It's going to be an online exclusive here on the KNWT YouTube page. So if you guys want to see more of Corbett and if you guys want to see what happens to our party, make sure that you stay tuned after this episode. So make sure you stick around, keep the notifications on.
I'm going to predict Kenzie, Lily's sword possesses her body, kills all of us, and takes her soul. Everybody dies.
No, we've already established what the sword is and
Yeah.
what it does.
Have we?
Yes.
All right. If you guys still have questions about this, make sure you tune in to our D&D segment here on KNWT. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you all for watching. And as always,
You
you
nerd
heard it
here
here
first.
first. That was the best.